Sí, es que la pasada clase fue en español, entonces vamos a tratar de también dar clases en inglés para la gente que habla inglés también, que pues no se queden sin información. Entonces esta la vamos a dar en inglés y la que sigue la vamos a, yo creo lo ideal sería estarla alternando, entonces así vamos a hacerle, ¿va? Okay, hi everyone. How's everybody doing? All right, all right. So this is going to be the class intro to liquidity pools. I'm not sure how many of you guys know about them or how knowledgeable you are in this, but if you can just give me like a one, two, three, meaning one, you're beginner, two, intermediate, three, advanced, just so that I can gauge the room of, okay, one, two, one. One, one, two, 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 two. Okay, so mostly ones. Okay, so I mean that was the plan from the beginning. We were gonna do the like I said, intro. So it's good that there are people that are beginners in this. So just to make sure you all can see my screen, right? You can see the right now there is a blue screen. Diego, ¿dónde veo los subtítulos? Alguien está preguntando. Someone is asking. I'm not sure actually, but okay. Well, we'll figure out the subtitles. I'm just gonna start talking about liquidity pools, what they are, how they work, and what's the point of them. Basically, how you can use this as another strategy besides just trading or holding. This is a way to earn passive income. So in simple terms, this just means you're earning fees from every transaction that is taking place for a specific coin. So in this case, we're just gonna I'm gonna do an example with Qubit. I don't know if a lot of you guys are aware of this coin or not. I'm just gonna give you a little background. Qubit is a RWA token, a real world asset token. This is being advised by a lot of the members in Billions, the founders. So basically this we can call our own project. So this is the one I'm going to be talking about for tonight. But for the pools, you can do them for any coin, doesn't matter. I mean, I would not advise to make a liquidity pool on a brand new coin that just graduated 5 minutes ago. So sorry, I just got distracted with the chat. Okay, so we're just gonna get started. So again, this is a way to earn passive income. Of course, there is ways that you can use this as a trading strategy, but that's more advanced. Today, like I said, we're gonna keep it simple and we're gonna focus mainly on Orca. There is another one called Meteora, and is this it? You can use both. You can use one or the other. It doesn't matter which one you use. Meteora, I find is a bit more advanced. So again, if you prefer one of the other, it doesn't matter. They're both doing the same. Just doing the same thing. So okay, so to get started, basically, like I said, you can make money from trading fees. What this means is every time a transaction goes through, it has to go through one of these providers, whether it's Meteora or it's Orca. You can see the transactions. So here, let me show you. I'm just going to show you one coin that has a lot of volume right now, and I'm sure everyone has seen it, the Trump coin. So here, you can see these are the transactions, and this is where it's going from, where it's going through. Okay, you see Meteora, Orca. Meteora, Radium. Radium is another one. I honestly don't really use Radium at all. So we'll just focus on Meteora and Orca, which are the bigger ones. Focus. Then can you turn off your camera, please? I'm not sure how to do it, Dio. Anyways, so every transaction, like you see, goes through here. So what we're doing here is we're providing liquidity for this coin. So every time you see this, okay, that's fees you're generating in your pool. Okay, right here you can see it. You can see it live. And so how do you pick a good liquidity pool? So you can go here again. Here's a website, orca.so. You go to pools and you see there's thousands and thousands of pools. So what is a good way to pick a liquidity pool? Well, one that has a lot of volume. If the coin is dead, there's no transactions going on, then you won't really be able to make any fees from there. The fees will be very minimal. So you want to make sure that you get one that has been that is right now it's a lot of transactions, a lot of movement, a lot of volatility. That's what you want in a coin. So for example, Trump was a very good one over the weekend and it generated so many fees. And you can see this is the liquidity that is locked for a coin. This is on Bird Eye. And if you use Dex Screener, it's right here, liquidity, right? So when you add to the pool from here, this number will increase. So let's say we inject 100K into the liquidity pool, then this would jump to 316K. Same thing with the Trump and same thing with all of them. Okay. Um, so again, you want to pick one with good liquidity, also one that I would recommend, especially for everyone that is a beginner, would definitely recommend to if you're gonna enter into a liquidity, if you're gonna inject into a liquidity pool, do it on a coin that's established. The lower cap coins do generate a lot of fees, but they're risky because, as we all know, a lot of them are end up being a scam or are rugs. So that can affect your liquidity pool, and that's when you can hit something that is called impermanent loss. Impermanent loss is basically the coin goes down so much that it loses value and also your liquidity pool. So you don't want to be holding the bag with just a bunch of coins that are worth close to nothing. So I would suggest to do it on big coins, coins that are a bit more established, but I wouldn't go too big on the coins. Because once they get big, they are listed on exchanges, and then exchanges are the ones that are providing most of the liquidity, so they're generating most of the fees. That means like when something gets listed on Coinbase or CoinGecko or all the all those big exchanges. And does impermanent loss make you lose your yielded fees? No, it still gives you your fees, but like I said, I mean, you would have yielded, let's say, 100,000 coins of a coin that's worth almost nothing. So yes and no. Like you do get your yield, but is your yield is going to be worth close to nothing, depending on how low it goes. So that's one of the dangers. So that's why, for example, I personally invest. I have pools in Bitcoins. Um, WIF is one because, as we all know, everyone in the group is advised to hold it is the biggest one. Even though it's already listed on many big exchanges, this is a coin that I just plan to hold, so might as well generate fees while I'm holding it. So this is a win-win for me, or for anyone that is doing it. Just do the pool of that was hot with Sol. As you can see, it's not much, but it's better than nothing. Again, at the end of the day, this is compound interest. So this percentage can change and does change on based on the volume that is happening. When volume is low, I will see the percentage goes lower. When volume is high, this goes up. So and again, this is compounding. So every time you generate, you just deposit back, and it generates more. So that is a good way if one of the coins that you have that you're planning to hold, a good strategy is to just add it to the liquidity pool, and you still get to generate fees on top of that. So that's one good way to approach liquidity pools. Another one that I hold that has been doing good for me is Sigma. Sigma, as you can see, does have a higher yield. So again, this is just me demonstrating different coins have different yields on them. So make sure you go and look and compare and do your own come to your own conclusion as to which coin you want to go for. Like I said, this is the yield. This is per 24 hours. So every 24 hours, the Sigma Sol would be 3.2%. This is the volume that is going through this liquidity pool. TVL is a total liquidity locked. So this is what it's in this pool right now. And these are the fees that have been generated in the past 24 hours for this pool. And obviously this is distributed between all of the people that have deposited into this certain pool. Okay. So, okay, so we go back, you find the coin that you like, you see that there is a lot of volume. You think you want to hold this, and you know it's not a project going to zero. Model, what is the worst case scenario that can happen to on a liquidity pool? I mean, it's basically the same thing as just holding the coin. If your coin just goes so low, then you're gonna be holding the bag on a lot of coins that are worth basically nothing. And also like whatever Solana you put in gets converted into the lower of the coins. So meaning, let's say if there's a rug on, I don't know, let's just call Sigma. If Sigma goes to zero, then you're gonna have your soul will be converted into Sigma, and you're just gonna be holding the bag on a lot of Sigma. Okay, so that's what I was talking about impermanent loss. Another good thing Orca provides is here. They have on their blog and their docs, they have good reading material that you can use. Also, Meteora, I think Meteora actually has some better material. This is one where you can just read all about liquidity pools if you're ever interested in more and want to get more detail and want to be up to date with the updates and the strategies. This is a very good resource that you can use. Also, another good resource on X is this community. So again, if you don't have X and you're trading meme coins, I strongly suggest that you make an account and get a lot of your information from here, because there is a lot of different information on whatever topic and coins that are trending. So here someone wrote a strategy for Trump, and this is what the profit is. So again, it's this Meteora LP army, if you guys want to save it. I strongly also recommend that you join this community. It's free, of course. And there's always people posting different strategies and their approach, and just suggesting many ways to go about liquidity pools. A lot of these are experts, so definitely if you are interested in this, I would suggest read more over here. And on here is a good way to get educated. And here you can just search For example, like I searched this recently. Why and how to use Meteora's DLMM, you know? So again, just good resource to have. Meteora is this, it's basically same thing as Orca. Today we're gonna focus mostly on Orca because again, this is one that I personally like, and you can choose whichever, but I personally choose to trade on Orca. I also feel like they have good values. A lot of their, well, I don't know, a percentage of their revenue is distributed to ocean conservation. So I think that's good since we are, again, everyone knows, I don't know if you care or not, but it's good for to at least do something with a company that has similar values to you, and that's something that is personally important for me. So I choose to go with Orca. Also, I think its user face is more user friendly and very beginner friendly. So again, this is why I chose to go all of my pools on Orca basically. And okay. Anyone so far have any questions, any doubts before we go into how to create a liquidity pool? Well, not create one, but how to deposit into one. We can also see how to create. Any any questions, any doubts so far? You can just write them on the chat. I have it open here on one of my screens. So just if anything pops up, please ask. I want to answer your questions. I want to make sure you guys learn something and take something out of this class. Okay. Mm. What is the minimum to leave funds in the liquidity pool? There, oh, minimum time. It really depends on you, honestly. You can leave it for so okay, so there's different ways to approach this. If you're doing it on a brand new coin, for example, if you know that it's the coin that is trending right now, and we know how coins go, like they're usually trend for a few days and then they go like volume dies down. So one way to do it is capture the volume on the first days. This is more dangerous, but if you catch it like for example like the Trump coin, like I started one on Saturday. I know the coin was launched on Friday, so I added to one on Saturday and I still have it right now. So I'm doing it for now until probably Monday, and then I'll see where the coin is on Monday and probably take it out and sell. There's others that I have been holding for so long, like with is one coin that I'm holding for till the peak. So that one I have been having that for over 6 months, and over 6 months I've just been generating fees and sometimes depositing back into that same liquidity pool or using those coins that I got for free basically to buy another coin or add to another bag that I want to add basically. So again, the minimum time up to you. You can leave it for 1 day. You're gonna generate for 2, 3, 4 days. Just know that this is compounding, of course. So if you leave it there, it's gonna keep doing it. But again, this depends on your liquidity and how you want to approach this. Okay, and another question is, are Orca and Meteora liquidity pools both about the same in harvest, or does Orca pay more? They're about the same. I would say maybe Meteora gives you a little bit higher, but that is again because they're a little more advanced liquidity pools. They have tight ranges, so meaning they can yield more, but usually it's around the same, honestly. One of the big differences between Orca and Meteora is that in Meteora, the your yield, your fees get reinvested automatically. So let's say you generated $5 overnight, those $5 go right back into your liquidity pool. And with Orca, you have to manually withdraw your yield. And that doesn't have a limit. You can withdraw every minute if you want. I usually withdraw once in the morning and once before I go to bed, just to kind of get an idea of how much the liquidity pool gave me for the day or overnight. And yeah, that's like basically one of the main differences. Another big difference that it has is that Orca gives you this full range where okay, so I'm just gonna go into how to deposit into one because this relates to that. Alejandra, there are other liquidity pools in addition to these two? Yes, so yeah, there is liquidity pools on basically every coin out there. Maybe not the brand new ones that just came out like in the last hour or so, but after a few hours, there should be a liquidity pool for it. Again, I wouldn't advise to add to the liquidity pool that is so recent. I would wait minimum a day, um, just for the risk part. Okay. So, okay. So basically, you can type here any coin you like. I like to copy the address, the token address, just to make sure, because as we know, sometimes there's two coins that are named the same. So you want to make sure you go into the correct one and just go here in the search bar. Again, if you don't know how to find the contract address, is right here. Okay. You copy it, you paste it. It's Phantom and Coinbase, I think. Is it free? Ismir, okay, so Ismir has a question. What can you tell me about Phantom and Coinbase? I think Orca is easier. Is it free? Yes, Orca is free. Meteora is also free. They're all free. Phantom is basically your wallet. Phantom does not do liquidity pools, at least not that I know of. And Coinbase, I honestly don't use Coinbase. I'm not based in the US. So I'm not sure if you can do liquidity pools there, but I don't think so. I think it's just Radium, Meteora, and Orca. So Phantom and Coinbase are just for basically buying and selling coins. Okay, so you have the token address, you search it, you go into Qubit. Like I said, we're gonna do into this one because that's what I have coins right now. This is just an example. Obviously, you can do whichever you want. So you search it, right? Here, actually, I'll deposit into the Qubit one, but let me show you just how it has different ones, right? So Sigma was one. So how do you go Sigma, and then how do you decide which one is the best one for you? So first thing you want to check is the percentage. You don't want to add liquidity pool to this one that is yielding nothing. Again, and you see there's no liquidity in these. So basically what that means is that someone created one and then never deposited liquidity or deposited and then withdrew. So avoid these. You want to focus on the ones that have yield, usually the highest yield. In this case, there is pairs with other coins, and you can do these, but this is a bit more risky. Um, it's more risky because again, there's a lot of volatility in meme coins. So one can go down so low, and then you get what I just talked about in permanent loss, and then your FOG that just was going so high, you lose that FOG, and then when you try to withdraw, it would give you all in Sigma. So what I like to do is do a pair with Solana. So in this case, it would be this one and this one, right? And And that is why, like, I mean, for this, in this case, there's two. I go with the one that has a higher percentage, basically. Also, it has a lot more liquidity in it, so it's always good. Fees, this only generated $12, so it's really nothing. So basically, go with this one. Once, so you just click it. You see, you just click it, and then you get this side, this little side window here. And then you can see two options. You have full, this is the liquidity range. You have full and you have custom. What this means is that in full range, you doesn't matter if the coin goes up or goes down, you generate fees on everything, regardless of how much percentage it goes up, excuse me, or how much percentage it goes down. The main, and then the difference with custom is that you have this range which you can adjust. And if, and this white line means where the coin is at right now, in between as the range for Sigma Sol. So once this white line goes out of this range, you stop generating fees. So that is the main difference between these two, is that yes, custom range gives you more percentage. As you can see, the estimated yield here would be 27%, which is very good. Yeah, it's amazing yield, but you have to be looking at it. You have to be on your desk or be just constantly checking to make sure that you stay within this range. Here it gives you 1%, which may seem very low compared obviously to the 27%, but this doing the full range just gives you mental peace. You don't have to be worrying about, oh, where is my little candle right now? Is it almost going out of range, or is it in the middle? Is it fine like this? Again, this is just at the end of the day is your preferences. For beginners, I would strongly suggest to go on full range. I personally do this on most of my pools, if not all. At some point, I changed it. I changed them. This just depends on your style. If you have the time to be on your screen, on your computer or your phone, um, and you don't mind the risk, custom is a good way. But let's say you're busy, or you just work all day and you don't really have time to be checking in on your liquidity pools. You don't have access to your computer, or you can use your phone, whatever it is, like the case. With full, you can just leave it, and it will do the work for you. All you have to do at the end of the day is harvest your yield, and that's it basically. Um, so I'm just gonna go here as what you would do. Okay. This high percentage, for example, 27 custom, how is calculated? The total balance of 50/50 tokens? Yes. It can be 50/50. Right now it's 50/50. I mean, pretty close to 50 because it's 11%. I mean, 11 to 12. But here you can change it. So if you change this one, you notice how your percentage of SOL is less. So you have to put in 70% Sigma, 27 SOL. If you open this one, and yeah, this is like a good way to explain your range, right? So the more open the range, the less it gives you, meaning kind of like the full. The full will be all the way open, right? The tighter it goes, the more percentage that you get. So if you close it down half, you see you get twice as much as the 27%. Again, this might look very enticing, but if the coin you choose for this goes out of this range. Once it goes out, it will give you the coin that is worth less. So basically, Sigma just keeps going up, 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 up. It's gonna go, this white line is gonna go towards this area, right? So when you try to withdraw, you would get all of it in Solana. So yes, you don't lose the money, but you do lose your coins. So that is something you have to take into account. That you will get for example, let's say you deposit 700, you will get your $700 worth of in money, worth $700, but it will be in whatever coin is worth less. Okay. Same thing if it goes on this side, you get like whatever coin is worth less. That's what I was saying. When you have a pair with another meme coin, it's kind of dangerous because both are very volatile. So I mean, it's something that can happen. But with Sigma Sol, at least if Sigma just goes through the roof, you still get Solana, which is a great coin. So it's not a loss overall. You just lose the amount that you had in Sigma, which if it doesn't go down, then you might not be able to buy the same amount that you had before, or you're gonna have to buy it higher. So that's one thing you have to take into account. For custom, if you want to use it, I would suggest to play around with it with a small amount. I wouldn't say put your whole portfolio here because then it gets rebalanced and I mean, that might not be what you're looking for. So if you want to try it out, I would try it out with maybe, I don't know, what's an amount that you don't mind losing or you don't mind like rebalancing $50 or something that is low and won't impact your whole portfolio. So let's just continue for now with full and now go back to custom. Here. So here's basically where you deposit. Now I'm gonna go to Qubit because that's what I have in this wallet. I only have Qubit and Solana. So you click on it again, full range, and this is what I have right now in this. Hold on, let me just check something real quick. I need to log into my wallet. Oh, and to connect right here. If you've never used it before, you click on right here, connect wallet. You select which wallet you have. Flare, I have Phantom, so connect. And then you'll see your address here. So that's how you know you're connected. And then obviously here you can disconnect. So just for demonstration on this one, hold on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm not sure why it's not, it says here is should be 50-50. I'm actually not sure why it's not balancing the ratio. Let me just try with a different one, I guess. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. Let's try where we were right now with Sigma. Okay. So I'm actually not sure. I would need to look into why the Qubit one didn't do the ratio 50-50. It usually does. This is the first time I see that. But yeah, so right now you see it's 50% Sigma, 50% Sol. So you can see the amount right here. This is the number of coins. Here you can just click and then it'll give you your max. This is the fee it will charge you to create your pool. And this fee you will get it refunded once you close your position of your pool, basically. Okay. And then down here is your slippage. Same thing as when you're trading. I mean, right now I set it kind of high because this weekend has been a lot of volume in Solana and some transactions are taking longer. So when I wanted to to add some pools, I set it as 5, but usually 2.5 is fine and will work. So, and this button right here is just to refresh basically your wallet. So in this case, you can deposit, just do that right here, confirm your transaction. You get here your little message. We wait. Successfully deposited into Sigma Solana pool. And then to see it, you go up here to portfolio, and here's your pool, right? So right now it's approximate giving 1.6%. Obviously, the higher number in your balance, the more you deposit, the more you get. I mean, just based on the percentage, right? So here is where you'll see your pending yield. You'll also see it up here. Once you have generated some yield, you can harvest it in this area right here. We'll just wait a few minutes just to see if we can harvest some yield, and then we can continue. So I'll do one with Qubit for, oh, I guess I do have it. Here, we're gonna do, this one is not letting me do tight range. This is a new update. I actually need to read about splash pools. I saw it this weekend. This is probably why it's not giving me the 50-50%, because it also doesn't let me do tight range. You see how it's only full range? I have to create one here, but that's another story. To create pools, I think we should wait for the ones that are created. Let me just do one more example with one on a tight range. Let's do with, I'm just gonna send some funds to my account. Okay, so we'll do one on custom range. So again, we choose whichever coin we want. In this case, I'm gonna go with WIF and Solana. You connect your wallet, you sign in, and you're there. Okay. So right now you can see it's pretty low, the yield 0.2%. If the yield is low, like for WIF, I would recommend, if you want to get some considerable gains, some good gains, would be to deposit as much as you can. And leave it in full. And even though it's 2% right now, when there's high volume, it goes up. So 2% of $1,000 will definitely get you more than only $100. Right. So in this case, we have very little. So we're gonna do a custom. And here the only parameters, well, the only things you can worry about, this is just one that does it for you automatically. Or you can change them here manually if you want. This is your range, minus 10%, plus 10%. Again, if it goes above or below this range, you don't get any fees. If you stay within 10%, it gives you 5% yield. If you go tighter, which is more risky, gives you more. So just for demonstration purposes, right now we'll do one with 5%. Again, I wouldn't recommend doing this. If you're a beginner, I would say get used to the way liquidity pools work, how they feel, and then you can think about going into custom, um, and go tighter range or wider range depending on your risk appetite. Okay, so right now we're just gonna do a small deposit, 47% for 52. Okay. Estimated yield, $3 in 24 hours. If it stays within that range, that's for me, $3 out of this is good, so we're just gonna deposit. Omicron Solar might be off topic, but Phantom gives you an option to yield Solana, but it's on its hour race annual basis. Do you recommend Phantom for a long term? Yes, that's a different thing. That is basically, well, I guess it's similar, but it's different. Yes, you can do that on Phantom. I did use it at some point, honestly. And it's good. It's basically think of it as a savings account. The percentage is pretty low, but again, if you're the type of person that likes just peace of mind, you can use it, but I would suggest if you're gonna do that, might as well do it into a liquidity pool with a very stable coin, such as like the big ones, the with PopGot, even Trump coin at to is it the same with Meteora and Camino? Yeah, yeah. With Camino, you can also stake your Solana and your Gito Sol, and they'll give you yield. The difference there is that yes, you can deposit only Solana. You don't have to do the pair of having a meme coin and your Solana. So basically, it's just like staking. I don't know if you guys ever did that back in the day with Ethereum. You can do that. So yes, it's worth looking at if that's what you want. It's gonna give you a lower yield, but again, it's like a savings account. It's safe. You'll get you'll get fees by doing nothing. So I mean, if that's okay with you, you can do that. Can you make an example with those two? So we are running very close to the class ending, so maybe we can do that for the next one. But I just want to show you real quick here. Where did it go? Okay. So for example, this one right now, it's already yielded some, obviously here it says less than 1 cent, but let's check on this one. Sigma. I guess I should have done this at the beginning of the class so that you can see at the end how much you can yield. But again, the difference with Orca and Meteora is that you click harvest here and you get your fee, basically, your yield. Here, I'll show you. You just click harvest and it'll give you whatever you earn. So right now I earned this, right? Confirm, and it goes right back into your wallet. And if you want to use that to deposit more, you can. You just click on your same pool again. You have your details. So this is your range. This is where you are right now, current price, and this is your range, right? Deposit, if you want to add more to your own pool, you just go to portfolio and you'll have your list of pools here. I created them by accident with two different wallets, so I thought they were gonna show here, but they're in two different wallets, the Qubit and the WIF one. So yeah, you'll see your list here. So if you want to go back to it, and you can just click, you can deposit more if you want. Here is what I could add more if you wanted. Make sure you have enough Solana. Make sure you don't put your max. In this case, I would have to put like 0.3 to have for the fee, you know? And then when you want to close it, you can withdraw part of your pool. Here you can drag it to the percentage that you want. You can take out 30% of your liquidity for this. Boom. And just click withdraw and you get it. You'll see your balance here. You can withdraw it fully. When you're doing it fully, make sure you click this. So it'll give you whatever you yielded and burn the NFT. There is an NFT position here that you'll see here. This one, never get rid of it, never burn it, never mess with it. This is basically like your certificate for your own pool. So again, what I do, honestly, I don't even mess with this at all. I just leave it there and ignore it. So this is what it's talking about, the NFT of this position. If you get rid of this, or whoever is in possession of this NFT will be the owner of this pool. Okay. And here, if you want to close it, again, just close, confirm or cancel. Any other questions, any doubts, anything that you would like me to go over? Question. You mentioned that when impermanent loss happens, you get paid in the token that's worth less. Is that based on the deposit ratio? Let's say 51 and 51 SOL and Trump 49. If out of range happens, they'll pay you in Trump. So yeah, so depends. So let's say if if Sol just started like going really, really high, then you would get Trump. In the case that Trump is going really, really high and you have custom, you will get out of your range and Orca will automatically do that conversion and give you Solana. Does that make sense? So whichever, okay, perfect. Makes sense. Is that clear for everyone? Did you say it could be a 0.3 Solana fee? The fees vary. The fees vary. 0.3 is very high. I'm not, what is that? Now we're at 2/2 something. 0.3 is, yeah, no, it will never be $69. Yeah, never. It could range from like $1 to $3. But that fee, you would get it back when you withdraw. When you withdraw, you get that refundable fee. Um, do you know which one is the one fee that you don't get back is like 3 cents. So basically almost close to nothing. Do you know which one is faster, Meteora or Orca? In Orca, when doing custom trades, sometimes want to close pools quickly due to drastic market changes, but when that happens, the site gets very overloaded and becomes slow. You have to try several times to close the pool. Do you know if it's the same with Meteora or more reliable? So yes, I've seen that happen. Especially saw it happen this weekend, but that was not so much Meteora's fault. It was because of the slippage, because there was so much volume going on. That also happened with Jupiter, that you have to try I don't know, like different times. Usually when there is no activity, your transaction goes through super fast. But when there is a lot of volume, a lot of transactions going on, that does happen. That's why you can increase your slippage here. I normally, again, like I said, I normally have it at 2.5. This weekend, my transactions, like you said, were not going through. So I set it higher to 5%. I'm not sure how much you had it and for which coin. but that was because what's it called? Because of the volume. So I haven't had that experience in Meteora because I haven't really used I've used Meteora, but I haven't really used it a lot when there is very high volume. So I would be curious to see if it's a little better. That's something that we can check on. But um, from what I've read, they're about this. They're usually the same. What would change here would be the slippage mainly. Just making sure that your transaction goes through. Same thing with Orca. Sometimes your transactions are not going through. You switch here. You know your slippage. This is completely different, but it's also this is why your transactions do go through or don't go through. Okay. Your yield is in USDC or is it in the coin you do in the pool? So you get it's both. You get percentage. So in this case, 40% with, 60% sold when you withdraw. So let's say you have $10 pending yield, you would get $6 worth of sold and you would get $4 worth of with. If you have a 50-50 full range, then you would get 50% of each coin. Um, I mean, in each coin of the pair, if you have a with USDC, then you would get, if you have this sort of pool, then your yield would be split between with and USDC. Okay. Usuario Zoom. So that is the big difference. So you get whatever it is that you have. So in this case, pop got with, you know. Um, any other questions? Any other last minute doubts? Again, this was intro. This was pretty surface level. We can talk more. So okay, this is Sigma. Right now we have 1 cent, and I don't know how long ago, probably like 5-10 minutes. Obviously, in this case, I would deposit more since this is low. I have one Another good practice that I do is I have one wallet that is dedicated, that is only used for pools. Again, that's just a personal preference. You don't have to do that. I just like to keep my trading wallet separate from my pool wallet. That again is just personal preference for me. You don't have to do that, but I think that's helpful to see your yield, how it goes into your wallet, and you can see how much you've been earning for to keep track. I use it to keep track of how much I've earned. A lot of the times I deposit back into it to make sure that my balance grows. Therefore, the percentage that I get is more. My yield will be more. So I do that a lot. I do have one wallet that's completely separated. For those, what else? I think so. It's 9:05. Any last minute? Can you set up a setting in Orca so that whatever is harvested gets sent to a separate wallet for tracking purposes? No, it gets sent to whatever wallet is connected. Not sure if there exists any outside bots that can do that for you. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but if not, it just goes directly to the wallet that is connected here. Um, what if you transfer the NFT to another wallet? So you transfer it to another wallet, and but so that other wallet becomes the owner. So you have to connect the other wallet here. So whatever whatever wallet owns the NFT, the pool is where you will get deposited your yield. So if you transfer the NFT, then this goes to your other wallet. So if it's connected there, it would go to that other wallet. You cannot see the same pool from two different wallets. Even if you create it in one, you can only see it with whoever owns the NFT. Does that make sense? Perfect. Love it. Okay, guys, any last minute? I think this is if not, we'll go ahead and finish this class up. Again, this was intro. Just to recap, I would suggest going into pools with coins that have mid cap size to a bit higher cap size. This is my AI watching list. So basically, yeah, high high TVL and volume. That is the best way to go about it. If there is good volume, go for it. Usually, like solid projects will not rug you, and like ones that are created in the last hour or so. So that is one thing to take into account. Just to give you an example, I have a liquidity one for Griffane, which is one of my favorite AI coins. Also, it's one of the not the higher one caps because there's definitely ones over a billion like Fartcoin, but this is one that it's a very solid project. Just like many others, here are my memes. Like with Giga Unicorn Fart Dust actually right now is a good pull to have, and just because it's been doing a lot of volume in the past week or so. Um, Again, you can keep track. This is one that I opened recently, so this is one that is giving a decent amount. You see, so when you put this, you have two different wallet addresses. So good practice is to copy the address, paste it here. I'm sure it'll be the one on top that doesn't have the warning sign, UFD. This warning sign, if you don't know, stay away from that. UFD, you see, 14%. And so this is a great range. Even on full, 2.5 for for a full range is actually very good. Remember, this is every 24 hours. So 2% today, 2% tomorrow, 2% on the next day. It just keeps adding up. So obviously the more you put, the more you get. I think that is it. If anyone else has any questions, maybe your last one. If not, then thank you for joining. I hope you take something away from this class. I hope you learned, and I appreciate you taking the time to join in. And yeah, I'll see you next Sunday. We'll do one class in Spanish for all you Spanish speakers. Para los que no hablan inglés o hablan muy poco inglés, la próxima semana vamos a tener una clase en español. Así que desde ahí estén atentos a los anuncios de Diego. Lo vamos a poner en el grupo y vamos a hablar de lo mismo, de liquidity pools, cómo revisarlas, cómo escoger una pool y okay, well, I just said that we're gonna have one in Spanish next week. Again, thank you for joining. This is my second class yet, so again, have patience with me. I'm still learning how to teach. But again, just hope that this helped. I plan to get better in teaching you this and telling you better tell you how to approach liquidity pools. So again, thank you for joining. Thank you for your time, and I hope you learned something. And we'll see you next week. Appreciate it.